Okay, now that we have our journaling blocks done, we're going to go ahead and put them in our album. So page 6, again, I'm going to turn it and make sure that I have the top. The two biggest holes are up there. And then I'm going to add my pieces. So I'm going to add my journaling block. And just make sure, I guess it doesn't matter if we cover these. And then grab my favorites. Stick it on there. And then up here I have my people, so pick out the letters that you want, and then sand around the edges if you want to. And I'm going to add people to here. Okay, so there's my favorite people. Now on page 7, I'm just going to make sure that I have 2 holes at the top. Stick those on there. And then I'm going to add my foods and my tradition. So there you have page 7. I'm going to add some bows down here, but I'm going to show you guys how to, if you don't know, how to make a bow that's flat so that both tails come down. And I don't know how this will work upside down, but I'll try. So I'm going to make my loop, and I want this tail to come from behind and up through there. So now I've got both of my loops are flat and my 2 tails are flat. Then you're going to tie it tight and then scoot and pull till you get it the size you want. But you'll have a perfect bow every time, and your tails will go down. Okay, I'm going to show you the bow one more time from your angle. So you make your first loop, then make sure that your long tail comes behind and around, and then you're going to poke that through flat up so that when I look at this, everything's flat. My loops are flat, and my tails are flat. And from there is when you pull it tight. And then I'm going to make a bow with the strings out of my muslin. I'm going to stick them there, and then I'm going to just give everybody a haircut that I don't like that are too long. Alright, page 7 is done. And again, when I get all done, I'll go through and paint my glitter on. Okay, page 8 is our last and final page. So to do that, you're going to need to cut 2 squares. Your photo will actually be 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. And then you have a piece of cabin paper, the back side, that's going to be a 3 by 4. And so, again, I'm going to take some kind of netting, and then I'm just going to tie that around this. And I know I told you I like to do it on top, and generally I do, but this stuff smashes pretty flat if you glue it in, so I'm just going to tie it around the whole thing. And you can see my netting, it's not straight, it's not any certain size, it truly is a scrap. Oh, actually, I'm going to leave that long for a second because I want to tie on my sticker. So we're going to use this little tag that says all bundled up. And what I did to make it not sticky is I just took my muslin, stuck this guy on here, and then I'm just going to cut it off about the same size, leaving that tag. And then I'm going to pull some of the strands out so that they show above there. And as it gets opened and shut and people look at it, it'll get more shabby there. But I'm actually going to thread this netting through that hole. And netting's pretty easy to thread because it goes down to about nothing. So I've got that on there. And really, with this bigger, I don't think that guy's going to fall off, so I'm not even going to tie it in a knot. I'm just going to trim that. And we are ready. Again, this would be in my album. This is how it would go. So there's going to be my top. So that 3x4 piece of cabin, I'm just going to place up and down. And my photo, we're going to get a good strand of adhesive under that netting. I'm actually going to just put a little bit on it, and it should flatten out and stick through the netting. Just imagine if that was a cute little picture of your daughter making a snow angel, and it says all bundled up, so cute. And then we're just going to take a button, actually this is in your buttons also, and then put some bling on top of it. That will just rub off. A lot of the buttons and things have the perfect little space for those, the bling or the pearl drops, either one. Alright, so then my last step is going to be, I'm just going to put some stickles, and I'm just going to paint over my entire snowflake on all my pages. I also, like to do it on the letters. I think that's fun. On our medallion, I think it's fun to get some in the netting. Kind of makes it sparkle. And then I like to do the very edges. And I'm actually going to do a gold on the edge of the medallion. And I'm just going to let it be kind of clumpy on there. When it dries, it looks really cool. So just kind of thick. It doesn't have to be super even. Kind of scrape your brush along the edges to get it to get little clumps to appear. And just do that all the way around. And then I am ready to put my book together. Just make sure you have your wet paint and glitters away from your album, or you'll have big smudges across it. Alright, now you've got your rings through. We're almost done. We just have one last step. We're going to tie some ribbon and some material around your ring. So just choose some scraps. I'm going to use the lace and the white because I'm really loving the cream and the white together. That's one of my favorite parts about this line, is that it has both cream and white. I remember a day when it was taboo to put white and cream together, so I'm glad that it's finally okay. I'll trim these down after I get everything on. And I'm just going to take this netting, and it's actually quite wide, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to make a giant bow right here. I like that my ends are going to poof and be kind of big. I'll trim that a little bit to match. Maybe get a little bit off of these guys. I don't really want them all exactly the same. And then I'm just going to take a string out of that muslin, and I'm going to tie one of the trinkets in here. You could even do a couple. You have several left. And that's the other thing, is take the rest of your embellishments that you have left and go back through your album and add your own thing to it. And I'm actually just going to go in and tie this above those materials but below my netting, just so it'll kind of dangle in the center there. Alright, that's it. Your album is done. So there's your Snuggle Time album. Make sure that after you go take your fun winter pictures and you add them to it, share it with us on Facebook. We want to see what you did with your album. Or if you've done something different, added other characteristics to it, show us. We'd like to see it. So that's it. I just want to give you a sneak peek of next month's album, which is adorable. Robbie on our design team made it, and you are not going to want to miss it. I wish you all could reach through the camera and touch this because it is so stinking adorable. It's got baker's twine throughout it. She's used the layered chipboard and the layered stickers and the buttons. I like how she's put this glitter along the edge. We're going to learn some fun techniques in this one. I love that page opens up into a heart. She's got this cute purple pom-pom, the green rickrack. Back here we have a little pocket with these little sticks in it. Absolutely adorable. You are not going to want to miss it. So just check, I think, up in the left-hand corner of the blog there, and it will have a list of everything you need to join us with this. We'll break it into 4 parts, and we'll play again. Thanks, you guys. Bye.